You are watching WPTV, award-winning college television.
Welcome back to the desk. The World Series has concluded. The Los Angeles Dodgers win their first full season title since 1988. Here to recap the action is Daniel Karp, Aria, Capria, Andrew Garofalo, and Kyle Moppert. The Dodgers take home the World Series crown, beating the Yankees in 5 games. Freddie Freeman goes home with the hardware, winning the MVP. Mob, take us through the series.
Yeah, you know, Freddie Freeman had a great performance this World Series. It was tough to watch as Yankees fans. He had 20 at-bats. His batting average, 300. He hit 4 home runs, including his walk-off grand slam in Game 1, and then he had a 1.364 OPS. It was tough to watch, but couldn't go to a better person since Freddie Freeman. You know, he's dealing with some family issues, so it was good to see him play well for that, but not good for a Yankee fan.
Yeah, I mean, he had a heck of a series, and Aria, I'll start off with you. What is your biggest takeaway from the series?
I think that the Dodgers, they just stepped up where they needed to be. Like, genuinely, the baseball magic, and I hate saying this as a Yankee fan, but that baseball magic that we used to see in the Yankees, I saw it in the Dodgers, and it was really upsetting to see. Cried a little bit, but they stepped up. They did what the Yankees couldn't. Again, really sad, but that's the bottom line.
I think the Yankees are still living in the past. They still think that they're cute, and they still think that they could win the same way they used to win.
Yeah, the Dodgers just came alive when they needed to, like you said. Andrew, I'll swing it over to you. What's your takeaway?
Well, to put it simply, the starting pitching was atrocious. Garrett Cole was the only starter who showed up, really. Rodon in 3 1/3 inning, 4 earned runs on 3 home runs. Clarke Schmidt, just 2 1/3, 3 earned runs, 4 walks. And Luis Hill, 4 innings, a little more, but 4 earned runs.
Yeah. Karp, what's your takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, my takeaway is the Dodgers took advantage of the Yankees' mistakes. Like Andrew said, Garrett Cole was absolutely phenomenal, but in your 2 games of your 8th start, he didn't play well. I mean, Game 1, Ohtani hit that fly ball off the wall, and Gleyber Torres misses it. Juan Soto double clutches, and Rizzo didn't back up. So 3 people making a big mistake there, and then that Game 5, that 5th inning was just absolutely embarrassing, atrocious, whatever you want to call it. Probably one of the worst defensive World Series innings ever. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, the Dodgers just, capitalized on all the Yankees' mistakes, and that's what, why they got the World Series win. Mob, finish it off here.
Yeah, the Dodgers were just overall the better team. You know, they're hitting 1 through 9. They just played small ball. They didn't want to hit the home runs. Look at the Yankees. We just swung for the fences, and look where it got us. Gentleman's sweep. And it was just so tough to watch. They just played really well, and Shohei didn't really do anything, and we still lost.
Yeah.
So
he was injured too, and they still lost.
Still lost.
So yeah, the Yankees absolutely embarrassed themselves in the 5th inning in Game 5, leading to 5 unearned runs from Garrett Cole. Mob, what do the Yankees desperately need to do to clean up next season?
You know, it was a big problem during the regular season, and big problem in the postseason as well, the base running. You know, Gleyber Torres got thrown out at home a few times. In Game 4, I believe it was, where Rojas sent Stanton home, and, Teoscar Hernandez, a great outfielder, he had the ball in his glove, and Stanton wasn't on third base yet. Why send him home? Who knows? I have no idea. I can't explain it.
I think that's a fireable defense, too.
Yeah, it's very fireable. It's a run, We have someone coming up next.
And you have the slowest runner in all of baseball.
Yeah, he literally walks on eggshells because he's so bad. And, when we were trying to clinch the 1st seed in the end of the season, we would hit a single, and then the runner would come home, and then Juan Soto, who is supposed to be our best player, besides Aaron Judge, he just ran to second base, got thrown out a few times. Like, what are we doing?
There's no urgency in the base paths.
No, it's terrible. It's really bad.
Yeah, Aria, what's your takeaway?
They need to change their management. Sorry, not sorry. Aaron Boone has to go. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't care what he's done in his own professional career. When he needs to be going to the mound, he's not going to the mound. When he needs to be putting Weaver in, he's not putting Weaver in. He's got to go, in my own personal opinion.
Yep.
Up until the World Series, I think he managed pretty well.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't manage well where it counted. But.
Yeah,
you're right.
Andrew.
I'm going to go back to what Mop said, and yeah, the base running was terrible. It was really their Achilles heel. And going back into the championship series, they got run down a few times, and to quote John Sterling, that's what they do. They run the bases like drunks.
Yeah. Karp, finish this off here. What do they need to clean up?
Definitely the mental mistakes. We saw a lot of them in the World Series. We saw a lot of them during the season. And somehow with these mental mistakes, they were still able to make it to the World Series. So kudos to you, but you didn't do anything in it. I mean, it was only a matter of time when those mental mistakes were just going to bite back. One of them, most notably, Rizzo ground ball to first, and Cole didn't cover, and then Rizzo just stared at him like he had 5 heads. So those mental mistakes, they have to be cleaned up next season. And even last season when they had Isaiah Kiner for life coming to short, they actually played a lot better defensively. And this year just seemed the total opposite. Jazz Chisholm at third base was mediocre for the most part. I mean, next year he might move to second base. He made some good plays, but it seems like the routine plays he just wasn't able to make at times. So definitely those mental mistakes, clean it up. Let's go.
Yeah, the Yankees definitely got a lot to think about in the offseason. But there were a lot for sure of players that can be blamed for the Yankees' World Series loss. Karp, who is your Yankee outlier that was the reason for their loss?
I'm going to say Jazz Chisholm. I'm going to go back to Jazz Chisholm. He was really bad all postseason. There was a lot of times when he was up in runners in scoring position. I mean, like I said before, mediocre at third base, not really that great. And yeah, he had 10 hits in the postseason, half of them coming in the World Series, but those hits were like in garbage time. Yeah, he had the big home run after Aaron Judge in Game 5, but with Jazz Chisholm coming to New York saying that he performs the best when the most people are in the crowd. He said that when he was on the Marlins and in Yankee Stadium, 40+ thousand people there every time. He played pretty decent when he got traded over, but then in the postseason just really didn't show up. It looked like he was trying to swing for the fences, which is a Yankee staple. So my guy's going to be Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah, he wasn't able to perform when the
He
lights
did not bring the energy
when the lights were the brightest. Yeah. So Mop, I'll go over to you. Who's your player?
Aaron Judge.
Yep.
He's our captain, and he hit 50-some home runs. I don't even care how many home runs he hit. It's Aaron Judge. You know, he has astronomically been the worst player in the playoffs for us the past few years. And what does Aaron Boone do? Keep him at the 3 spot. Why not, you know? I don't care how well he played Game 5. Too little, too late, pal. It's Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I gotta say.
that drop ball was very, very critical, and, you know, that cost him.
That made me very angry.
Yeah, I know, as a Yankee fan,
Me
it
too.
made you Yankee.
Yeah.
All of you guys. Oh, yeah.
Well, Mop mentioned him, Aaron Boone. I'm
Yeah.
keeping it with him. Say I have it out for the guy. I really don't care. All players make mistakes. I agree with Karp and I agree with Mop. Chisholm and Judge, they made their mistakes. All players make mistakes. It's Boone's job to recognize those mistakes and do what he needs to do to make sure people are there. The Dodgers made mistakes.
Yeah.
But what did they do? They still played the game and they won.
They changed the lineup up a lot every day, too. The Yankees, they didn't change the lineup up at all, and that was one thing we were debating about. Hey, maybe you move Aaron Judge down to the 5th spot and you keep Stan at 3rd because you need him for the most at-bats as possible. But, you know, when you're that arrogant of a manager, unfortunately, Aaron Boone is a very arrogant manager. He thinks he's always right. It's the Yankee thing. They always think they're right. They always think they're cute, and bit them.
Yeah. Andrew, finish us off. Who's your player?
I'm going to go with Austin Wells. He played in every single game in the postseason, batted just a $120 with 6 hits and 22 strikeouts. And those stats were worse than Aaron Judge's, and he was bad. So that says a lot.
Yeah, Mr. Mustache was not able to perform very well. Now that the World Series is over, free agency starts, and the hottest name on the market is Juan Soto. Aria, take us through Juan Soto's fantastic year in pinstripes.
Oh, goodness. He had a batting average of .288, 41 home runs, 129 walks, and an OPS of .989. Oh, my guy Soto. I love him so
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah, Andrew, I'll go over to you. Where do you think, if you had to predict, where do you think Soto's going to go?
I can't see him going anywhere else but the Yankees. He had a career year. The fans absolutely loved him, and I think he's going to stay.
Yeah.
But there was some hesitation in his voice when he was asked after the World Series, so who knows?
Just got to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, we know he loves playing in New York, and he's very good at it. So who knows what's going to happen? Karp, I'll go over to you. Where do you think Soto's going to go?
I think he's going to go to the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, how convenient. The Dodgers just get everybody. There's no salary cap in baseball, and they literally only paying Shohei Ohtani $2 million for the next 9 years. So I think the Dodgers are going to do what it takes, and it sucks to suck, but I can't wrap my head around Juan Soto not going to the Los Angeles Dodgers. That lineup, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, the list just goes on. Honestly, it just makes too much sense in my mind, Juan Soto going to the Dodgers.
You're saying all the right things, and who knows where he's going to go, and, it's too early to tell. But, Mop, where do you think he's going to go?
Karp's being a little silly.
I'm being silly.
See this American flag right here?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm for America. And do you know what America needs? Juan Soto back on the Yankees. Because why not go back to the place where I have the best fans and you had your best statistical season?
You would want to go back to a team that you just fell out of World Series for?
They made it to the World Series.
I know, but they lost like in embarrassingly fashion. So why would I want to go back to a team that just absolutely embarrassed themselves in the World Series when the two best players are on that team? It's the same thing as like Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani couldn't even make it to the playoffs, and Shohei's like, you know what, I want out.
Guess what, Daniel Karp? I do
Moppert?
not care. He is coming back to New York on the Yankees.
That culture is just not great right now.
It is great.
How is it great when
We
you
made it
just
to the
lost
World Series
you
first
just
time in
lost the
15
World
years.
Series.
Okay, yes.
In embarrassingly
we
fashion.
had mistakes, but
but you
if
had
we
mistakes. But I honestly,
We should have been up 3-2 in that series.
This is their best shot, and I don't think they're gonna make it back for a while.
I think Brian Cashman is finally get his head out of what.
That's a lot of money to
It doesn't matter. We're in New York, man.
for 15 years.
We're in New
That's
York.
A lot of money. He's probably gonna be a DH when he turns 30.
I
anyway.
would give my paycheck from where I work
So you're gonna have
direct
two
deposit to
DHs?
Juan Soto's
You're gonna
bank
have two
account. That's
DHs?
what I would
He was
do.
horrible in right field. Pretty bad.
So what? He was our best hitter besides Stan in the
But you're
playoffs.
gonna, in like 2 years, you're gonna have Aaron Judge at the DH.
Settle down. It's like I just need some popcorn. I love watching Yankee fans argue. But Aria, where do you think Soto's going to go?
This is very hard for me to say as a Yankee fan myself. Not that I genuinely think he's going to go there, but I think he's going to the West Coast, so I'm going to say the San Francisco Giants. I'm not saying that I want this to happen. I'm not saying that it's a possibility, but we all saw the video. We all saw his interview. He didn't give us a straight answer, so for that, I'm a bit salty. As a Yankee fan, that rubbed me the wrong way. But I just think he's going out west.
Yeah, that's a bold prediction, and that's going to wrap it up for this segment, and that's going to wrap it up for the 2024 Major League Baseball season. The Dodgers end on top. It will be interesting offseason with Juan Soto on the free agent market. Stay tuned for offseason content in the upcoming months. But let's head over to the cold ice with Baylee and the NHL crew next on WP Sports Desk.